Is it acceptable for an adult to marry and have sex with a prepubescent child?
No.
Okay, so why does Muhammad do that?
He didn't.
Yeah, he did. And why?
If you have the audacity to lie in front of me, produce your evidence. You are a strong person with personality. That's exactly how you should be. Don't be influenced by him to tell you what to believe.
Okay,
This is the reason why I left Islam.
Hang on, we will address that. So you said harsh suffering. So now you realize what you have now accepted, Christianity, makes God command. God commands in Christianity. Take your, doesn't matter. This should be all away. So, you are stating you have now accepted a belief system in which God commands to kill babies, and you agree that that was wrong.
That's what she said.
But I'm asking for the context. What chapter is this? Because I've read the Bible.
But what I am saying,
Well, you see why
you affirm. You affirm.
Because the context.
Whatever the context is.
That's why he was supposed to give it to
Now, you know and I know, killing babies is not justifiable in any context.
They've done it in the three
Allah
religions.
doesn't like
In
it.
the three religions they've done
Wait,
it.
no.
Muhammad killed babies.
What I'm saying, what I'm just showing to you, if you've left Islam because of something like God commands to do X, Y, and Z, like the suffering, you have now accepted something in which God commands to kill babies, which you say it's wrong.
All the three, if I go,
Bible, let's stick with the Bible.
But wait, if I follow the
why can't we talk
religion
about the
based
Quran?
on this
He's afraid of it.
basis, I wouldn't follow any of the religions because the three of them have killed. Islam has killed. Judaism
We can
has
judge
killed,
independently.
Let her talk.
Independently.
You're in trouble
So
here.
independently.
Respect the lady and let
So
her
now, independently.
I know, look at him.
Now,
Look how rude he
You're
is.
so rude.
So, halfway through explanation.
question to you.
So I'm still waiting for you.
Question to you is this.
Explanation of what you said. Where's the explanation?
Question to you as well, right?
Thank you
Is
for
there-
allowing me back in the conversation.
Is there any justification of killing babies?
As a Muslim, no problem.
Okay, I would say, in my human opinion, I would say no, but babies die every day.
No, killing, not dying, killing.
Yeah, babies are killed every day.
Allah
Yeah.
kills babies and it's fine with him.
Is there any justification for you
What I would
and
ask
God
is,
killing babies?
For example, he has a story of
Go
Solomon
ahead.
and Gomorrah
I'm answering.
in his Quran. In
I'm
that
listening to
story,
you. I'm
Allah
gonna listen.
destroys
I'm
the city.
interested in what he's
Are there
saying.
any kids
No,
in the
you're not
city?
interested.
No, Allah destroys this.
Then go and have a discussion somewhere else. You're not interested in having a discussion with me.
Okay,
He's a
so-
farming killing kids.
In the Quran,
Can I come back to this point?
brother.
Rebecca is mentioned.
Brother, do you mind having a conversation elsewhere?
She's asking.
That's not there.
But I'm having a conversation. Right.
It's not in the Bible.
I know it's
Right.
not.
So now,
Liars.
Okay, so you asked me a question. Can I ask you a question?
of course.
Okay. Is it acceptable for an adult to marry and have sex with a prepubescent child?
No.
Okay, so why does Muhammad do that?
He didn't.
Yeah, he did. And why?
If you have the audacity to lie in front of me,
why in the
produce your evidence.
Why in the hadith does it give an explanation of waiting for divorce times between marriages?
That's the Quran. Yeah, the Quran.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Surah
it
4.
gives a waiting period.
Yep. For
Why
those
does
who
it
have
have-
menstruated and have not.
Why does it mention girls that have not
Yep.
yet menstruated? So
Exactly.
they're prepubescent.
Yep.
No.
That means
Because Muhammad
that
is
means in
So-
the Quran it's
so-
acceptable
so
to
now
marry
let me
a
answer.
prepubescent child.
Let me answer
Yeah.
your this kind of
So,
what we call
by the way,
brainwashing.
Muhammad Hijab said,
That's not brainwashing.
if
I will tell you.
talk about the
Give me
Quran,
the
It's a
opportunity.
brainwash.
I will
you
tell
get
you
that
brainwashing.
conclusion.
The Quran
So,
addresses.
look right
Are
here.
you going to listen
Muhammad
to me or
Hijab said
not?
this. If you look at the Quran
If you are not
alone,
going to
you will
listen to
get
me,
the
then
implication
there's
that
no
you
point
can have
talking.
sexual intercourse with a
Right?
5-year-old.
what
Muhammad
I'm
Hijab
saying.
said that.
Do you-
So
do you
Hijab
have-
said, looking at the
do you-
Quran
do you-
alone,
do you have-
gives the indication
do you
that you can have
have
sex with a 5-year-old right here. So unless it's going to be with
you know,
hijab, you can save on the cameras. But hijab
do you
said
have
this,
willingness to
and hijab
have a
is
discussion?
far more studied than he is.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
There you go.
Now I'm going to answer this question now.
It's right here.
In the Quran, God talks about waiting period for divorced
Okay.
people, women,
Yeah.
and He talks about people who have different categories.
See right here. You can divorce.
Can you tell him to not interrupt?
And cannot
Be a man and tell him not to
He's
interrupt.
answering my question.
Okay.
So let's see what he says.
But just know, whatever he says,
No interruption.
disagree with hijab. So who knows more, him or hijab?
We'll see. Let's listen and see what he says.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's going to act like a gentleman now, right?
Yeah.
Not like a
We're
As
Good.
long as you
We're interested in your answer.
Look,
Yeah.
one second.
If you interrupt, then I'll
Misbehaving.
interrupt. However, if you keep
That's fair
quiet
enough.
and be nice, then I'll be nice too.
We end the discussion here. If that is how, if you're not going to let me speak,
No, I'm letting you speak. I want to hear your answer.
and I want the answer to be given to you and clarify this brainwashing.
Yes.
Yeah? So that he doesn't interrupt. Okay. Right. So God talks about the waiting period of divorced women.
I'm not gonna be a
In one of these categories, those women, women,
Begins
not child,
the first time.
those women who have not menstruated. Now, let me ask you this question. Do we have women,
If somebody
adult women,
when they're
who have not menstruated?
are they ready at that
In
moment?
very rare circumstances.
Do we have women who have not menstruated?
Yes, in rare
Good.
circumstances.
So Quran addresses these people.
Oh, right.
So when they say, oh no, this means this talk about babies, it's this sick mentality that
Okay,
some
that's a
people
fair
have.
answer.
Good.
But what
So
about
now,
Muhammad marrying Aisha when she was
that's
6,
what engagement.
but they consummated when she was 9.
Why did he wait 3 years? Because of she reached adulthood.
No, because
Well, at 9.
At 9.
At what age?
At 9.
Good question. At what
So,
age does
right here, by the
women
way, hijab
reach
says right
adulthood?
here that you can sleep with a 5-year-old. Right here.
Adulthood.
What?
In my
It's
opinion,
defined person by person. Now there is no
Absolutely, absolutely,
Okay,
spot on.
so-
A woman answered that question spot on.
Explain how a 9-year-old
So now,
does
so now, it
When
could be,
9-year-olds
it could be
reach
even
adulthood.
21.
Okay, so
could
be
when
21,
right?
9-year-old
Could it be 21?
adulthood?
No, it depends body by body. But I'm gonna say something.
You just
that-
said, you just said depends body by body. If a woman has not reached puberty,
So because it's up to her, I'm
if
gonna
a
interrupt
woman
him. So,
did
Mansur,
not reach the age of puberty
right
by
here, it
21,
says the following.
But it
Muhammad
says-
Is she a woman?
That you can be
She
5
would've
years old
reached, though. She would've reached.
and get married.
She would have
Corrupt.
reached.
But it doesn't say 21, it says 9.
Look,
That's 9.
what I am saying,
Yeah.
what you don't
By
understand
the
is
way,
at what age
Muhammad hijab says
women
right here
become
that
women.
if you look at the Quran
There is no
alone,
age.
Okay,
you get the indication
can 9-year-olds
that you can have sex
be an
with
adult?
people who have not
In
yet
this country, in
married.
UK, I used to carry this newspaper article. An 8-year-old girl gave birth to a baby in England with an 11-year, 10-year-old
Is that allowed?
boy.
Is that
a boy or a
that
girl?
okay?
Is that
Hang
okay?
on, hang
Is that
on.
okay? Is that okay?
The question
No,
is,
no. The question is that
how
okay?
does an 8-year-old
The question
produce
is that
babies?
okay? Is that okay?
How does the
How does
Is
she
she-
produce
They
babies?
is she an
would have a
adult?
medical condition.
In my
that
opinion,
would
no.
force them to bring
But
breast
the
out
word
earlier.
adult
So,
obviously is a personal
she's not an
opinion.
adult,
You
but
would
she's
have
able
a
to
medical
produce
condition.
babies.
Yes, because that's
But
possible.
how do you know?
Obviously, it's possible.
Children-
but does
Wait,
that
wait,
mean
wait.
that it's
Slow
okay?
down, slow down. There's two questions.
Yeah.
One is,
Wait,
when do you become an
He's saying
adult?
that children
So
can't have
that
children.
girl
That's possible.
So you're
who
saying that-
produced
So-
a child
is a woman or-
at
or
the
a child?
age of 8.
Is she a
So
woman
if
or
a
a child?
9-year-old
Is
can
she
produce
a
child?
woman?
Wait, I will
you
give you a
just-
better point. Okay. I understand what
That's
you're
such
saying.
a crazy point.
So if it is
That's
true,
enough for you.
wait.
Yeah.
If it is true, why does Muhammad denies his daughter to his best friend?
That's very true.
And she was 12 years old.
That's very true.
Why does if
Yep.
it's not wrong, why Muhammad reject his own
I
daughter
can bring that
to
up.
his best friend about the age
I
of
can bring that
12?
up.
When it comes
bring that
to,
up.
I mean, without going into the details,
No context. What a surprise.
what I'm saying is, you
He's dodging.
can,
He's running.
for
See?
example,
he didn't answer you. He's dodging. So you ask me a direct question and he'll give you an answer.
do you know why we call them hecklers? Now you know why they're hecklers? Heckling.
It's a lot. But go ahead.
No, do you know why we call them hecklers? So we don't speak to hecklers. Remember what I said? I have
Go
not
cuddle him.
spoken to anyone.
Here it is, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I've read it already.
Hang
So,
on.
it's right
So
here.
that means
Teaching him the Bible.
we
God knows how many years.
deliberately leave speaking to a heckling crowd because they're not sincere. They're not interested in knowing.
No, I know.
So,
but
so
the
let
point,
me.
the point.
No, I want to answer your point.
Okay, answer.
But he's going to heckle. So
But Muslims heckle
until
all the time. Try and ignore it and just continue with the dialogue.
look, I'm not heckling you, am I?
There you are.
No, but you keep
Right.
Just
So
try and
don't
stick with
bring
it.
other Muslims in. He's a heckler in my discussion.
Yeah, but other Muslims heckle as well, but don't let it stop the
Hang on, hang on.
Flies around.
In my discussion,
Yeah.
any Muslims heckling?
I've not heard any
Weird.
around here. So
Good,
congratulations
good,
to the Muslims.
good. Well done.
Yeah,
Is he heckling? Is he heckling?
I feel like he's trying to join in with the
Oh,
conversation.
so he's not heckling.
I don't think so.
You're heckling too.
He's talking about the same things we're talking about, so he's
but
kind of trying to be in the conversation.
Let's
Right.
see the point as well. So why did
I am answering. I'm answering. I'm answering. I am answering.
You even said she's too young.
Oh, you haven't finished your
Let her
question.
finish. Be quiet. Let her talk.
You can decide to marry your own children, which is your own choice. You can say, I can decide to give her in marriage at 18 or 19 or 20 or 21.
Nice.
You can have your own decision-making process.
Right.
Is it so or is it not?
Yes,
That's
but
not
I
the
wouldn't
question.
Wait,
do it,
wait, don't
because
say,
it would be
wait,
against
wait,
my-
wait, 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 wait.
By the way,
Because-
If you were a,
Scientifically proven. Yeah, go
excuse me,
that's
if
not-
you were a
that's not the
parent,
question, by the way. He's asking you a question.
if you were a parent, would you not have any saying on your child who's going to get married when they become an adult?
Yeah, no one
Or in
denies.
this society?
Definitely not.
Let them get married
Or 6.
Okay, so you have a chance. But when- Right, so you have a say. You decide.
But Obama,
Correct?
on the other hand, didn't care
You
too much.
decide whether they marry someone very rich or very poor, whatever, right? You decide.
But it shouldn't be my decision. If they are young, it should be their own decision. This is where I disagree because it's their
Look,
life.
look.
They are the ones.
If they're young, it's your decision,
Also,
right?
your daughter can refuse, correct?
So
She can refuse.
Yeah.
if
were
you're
compared to a rich man, she
if
can
you're
refuse.
if they're young, you
They can
decide.
refuse. No, she can
Correct?
refuse.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the adult can
even
make
though
the
she
decision as
refuse.
parents
Yeah.
when they want their children to
Abu
get married
Bakr is
to.
a bad
But it
father.
doesn't
So
stop it
so
being wrong if
so
she's
do
6
not
years
then
old.
do not
That doesn't
then
make it right. Just 'cause you have
create
the power
a
to
criticism.
decide.
Why did the Prophet have also the same kind of
parents
decision
tell
making
you that
I
you can
understand,
choices?
smoke
but
weed,
the
it's a
Prophet
good
Right.
also
So
could
now,
have rejected this at any point, going by that logic.
let's come back to the point we're
That's not
addressing.
answering the question.
Since I've addressed these questions,
So the answer is
your
whatever
point
your
of
parents
leaving,
demand for you,
your
good.
point of leaving Islam was harsh and suffering.
He's running, by the
No,
way.
So now I'm
it
coming
was a
back.
lot of things.
No, that's what you
Okay,
said.
one
running, by the way.
second. So now, at one point that we address that point, would you now say, because Christianity and Judaism
Lying, by the way.
commands God in their scripture to kill babies, and you said to me, it is wrong under any context.
All the three religions have
No, Christianity. So now you agree, Christianity and Judaism, God commanding to kill babies is wrong. Yeah?
You don't go around, but you didn't give me the context.
Wait. You don't need to know the context because you already affirmed there is no context necessary to justify it.
What's happening in Palestine and Israel? Do you need context behind what's going on in the war? You do. You should understand what's going on.
Remember what I said. Let me respond.
You cannot just judge from the outside.
Let me
Let her talk. Keep quiet, man.
Let me respond.
Keep interrupting. So, Mansur,
Killing
every time she
babies.
wants to talk,
Killing
interrupt.
babies.
I want you to note that you have not asked the question she stated.
Killing
Why is it
Israeli
okay
babies?
For apparently Muhammad
I don't need to
deny
know
his
any
children-
history.
Oh, really?
I would
Interesting.
say
so why is it okay then
unjustifiable.
for Muhammad to not give his
I
daughter
would say
into marriage,
killing
but okay for
Israeli
Muhammad to give
babies
a 6-year-old
is
into marriage?
unjustifiable.
But why is that okay?
kidding.
Why is that okay?
Killing.
I can't hear
Did
you.
you see my point?
Why is that okay?
Do I need to know the history? Oh, you know what? Israelis
So you're
did
running
this,
away
that.
from the original
Not
point.
necessary.
Just
Babies.
so that you can
To kill them.
Babies
Into
and
evolution.
animals and adults,
Wait.
women and men. which is
Babies.
wrong.
I mean,
So
hey,
now,
if
so
it's
now,
happening, that must be Allah and
so
something
now
like
we
that.
realize you are going against a clear command of God in the
If
Bible.
your
I'm not
God
going
commands
against
you
the
to do
command
evil,
because I
don't do it.
wasn't
Simple as
commanded
that.
to do
Okay,
anything. Someone else
but
has
you
done
are
it. It's
actually
not my
saying
sin.
God is wrong to command.
No, she's not.
That's what you said.
The three religions have
What,
done that.
was God
So
wrong to
Islam-
command to kill babies?
Islam, okay,
God is
but
a
okay.
bad-
Sorry?
How many wars?
One-
was in
no,
the
no.
10 years that Muhammad was
One
a
second,
prophet?
one second.
How many wars
About
were
30
there?
years.
One at a time. Was God of the Bible,
By the way, notice he has answered
Judeo-Christian God,
I still keep hitting him to your questions.
was
Like,
God of the
ask-
Bible
ask for
wrong
him.
to command to kill babies?
Notice he doesn't.
Yes or no?
Ask him to answer your question. Oh, so look, now he's heckling. It's okay.
Let me rephrase,
Too much.
because distraction.
Yes, to you.
Was God of the Bible
Yes.
wrong to command to kill babies?
I cannot say. I will answer it simply. I cannot say what your actions, what you've done, if it's wrong or right, because I'm not you. I don't know what you're doing and the reason why you're doing it. So I cannot judge you or God and say it's wrong. For my principle, it might be wrong, but who am I to say that you are wrong for doing your actions?
Amen.
Only you know your history. Only you know your future, or you have an idea of your future. I am nobody to say if you are wrong or God is wrong, because I don't know what happened before, or I don't know what happened after, and I don't know what the point of that was. So I'm nobody to say if he was wrong, your actions, his actions, any of the people here. I am nobody to say if what they're doing is wrong or not, because I'm not living their life. I didn't grow up like them. I didn't have the same experiences. So for you, it might be right, for me, it might be wrong, but I'm nobody to say so. You understand?
Great point.
If this is what you consistently apply, then that means you cannot say to anyone, including Muslims, including Prophet Muhammad, what he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Any actions he did, any actions Muslims do, whether they're right or wrong, according to the same consistent
Correct.
Yeah.
But there is something that.
So I'm afraid you have to take back your questions because it's meaningless. Because you have no right to do so. That's what he said. She said you cannot judge anyone to say something is right or wrong.
But I can know if it's ethically in my according to my view, if I would do it or not.
So
why would
I want to know. So I want to know about your view. In your ethical view, was God of the Bible
or your cousins
wrong to command killing babies? In your ethical view,
God doesn't tell Christians to kill babies.
In your ethical view, was God wrong to command to kill the babies of the Amalekites?
So go back to the Quran
as you've read.
And defend Muhammad.
Can I just see which chapter and everything it is?
1 Samuel.
Okay, what's the context? What's the context? Yeah.
They don't let you see a little bit. Do you mind if
Bigger?
No, I was trying to see this. Can you
1 Samuel?
Sure thing.
15 to
Yep.
24?
Okay. So.
I was trying to find the actual chapter from the.
Yep.
Can I?
Yep. But the context remains.
We already agreed no context is necessary.
Nope, it is.
So finding a context, Assalamu Alaikum. Finding a context is really a waste of time. Because you agree there is no context that can justify killing babies.
Can I make a point?
Of course.
So, what I've heard from Christians is that they look to Jesus as an example to follow. And I don't think this is Jesus.
Who was it?
I don't know. I don't know who it
It
is.
says God.
Okay.
So who is this God? And compare that to Jesus.
Let me know when you want me to.
This is the God of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Now, and you have a God that you believe in that commands to kill babies and children, oxes and sheep.
Yeah, I remember this.
You don't need justification and context because you know babies, they haven't done anything wrong.
If you're saying
Well, Allah kills them in the Quran. So
babies
explain
die
that.
in the war and babies die all the time.
There's a difference
Let me
between-
finish my point.
Please do.
And if God is all powerful and Allah is all powerful, why is He allowing that to happen?
Because one is intentional killing and one is killing by natural processes. Right? So here God is not killing himself. He's commanding human beings to kill. And at one point,
What's the reason he's
I just told you, no reason is justifiable.
Okay, but what is the reason that he's doing it? We're not trying to justify it.
Okay, now,
We're trying to understand.
sure, because their ancestors did something wrong to them a few hundred years ago. Imagine now, I come to kill you because your ancestors 300 years ago killed my family. Is that justifiable?
In my opinion, no.
Exactly.
But what's the point?
You know what? You are a very sincere individual. Yep. So that's what we're saying. When we read this kind of narrations in the Bible, it shows you these kind of things is not actually from God. Human beings introduced this concept about God.
What I would say is, that doesn't show that it's not from God. That
That's
just shows
one of
that
the reasons to show that people who wrote it, they are attributing these things to God.
Yeah, but why does that mean that God didn't do it?
So you will have
understand
So
why
now,
God would
so
do
now
something.
you will have a concept of God who is really unbelievable, who is unjust. What wrong has a baby done to be killed?
How do I know it's unjust?
You know what justice
There's a
is.
reason for it.
you know what
To my
justice
knowledge,
is.
I wouldn't do that. That's unjust to me.
Because you know what justice is. But using the same understanding of justice, when you apply that to God, you know.
I can never apply my understanding of anything to God, because God is all powerful. I could never.
So that means if Islamic God says something, go and kill the criminals, you will say, I have nothing to say, because it's the concept of God that you have.
We're in war. Okay.
They were pretty much.
Yeah. So that means the whole idea of criticizing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he did, because his God commands him to do, you will say, I cannot say anything.
But I don't say that's what God commands him to do. I'm just saying some of the things that Muhammad did.
By the command of God.
Yeah.
So because God commanded him to do so, you would say, I cannot say anything.
But some Muslims say that Muhammad is the perfect example for man.
God taught him that to be. So whatever he does, because God commands him. So you have no scope now to criticize Prophet Muhammad, because he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he follows the command of God. And you say whatever God says and does, I don't say anything on that issue.
Yeah, I can't bring my understanding.
Exactly. So now you realize now from today, you cannot actually criticize anything from Islam, because Islam is all about from the commands of God.
Appear later on in the Bible.
I can try and put my personal reasoning to it and say whether it's morally right or wrong, and I can still
You
have
see,
an opinion.
first you're saying you cannot, and then since you can. You can't have this wavering of a mind. Yeah? Like, for example, you cannot say, I exist, and I don't exist.
And then he says you can't.
You really have to have understanding. So now as you realize, remember what we said. Christianity, or any religion for that matter, including Islam, if the concept of God is not coherent, no one should believe in it.
Left hands bounce it up.
Do you see my point? If something is incoherent, contradictory, irrational, yeah, like God is knowledgeable and that is not knowledgeable.
Well,
that is not believable concepts. Yeah.
There are things Allah doesn't know.
He has a point.
Allah says,
So if you apply that same logic to the fact that...
No, what point does he have? What point is he bringing?
Like if I apply that same logic to the fact that God has two right hands, that is incoherent.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Where did you get that God has two right hands and not left and right?
I'll show you.
Because does it say that in the Quran?
Hang on.
show you.
If God has...
God is made of
Wait.
parts and two right hands.
If God has fingers, for example, is that incoherent?
He's going to ask you a question.
Is it incoherent? Let's understand something.
He's going to ask you a
Is God like you?
So right here it says the prophet said,
Do you see my point?
those who are just and fair,
You've ignored my point.
I am not ignoring. I'm going to now try to understand that. If God has, say, 5 eyes in a religious belief system, is it incoherent?
and those who they are in
Why?
trouble. Muhammad said, he said,
Is God like you?
Right
How many eyes should he have?
Both hands, right hand.
Okay, let's establish something.
so
How many eyes should God have?
So God should have no eyes as a physical thing.
Sorry, how many eyes should God have?
God is not physical, so he has no eyes.
Exactly. So if God says in a religion, God has 5 eyes, that's not incoherent.
It is incoherent.
That's you trying to...
But you're saying God says to kill X, Y, Z. Yeah.
Come on.
And I say that's incoherent. That means that can't be right.
I didn't say that is incoherent.
If I say it's incoherent for God to have 2 right hands,
Miles,
I'm not allowed to have an understanding.
Miles,
Exactly.
I didn't say,
like a double standard.
I did not say God commanding to kill babies is incoherent. I never said that.
Yeah, but you're trying to apply our understanding to it as being right or wrong.
Even the verse that I
Then in the
quoted,
next breath you're saying we can't comprehend it.
you missed my point. Even the verse that I quoted from 1 Samuel, I am not saying it's incoherent. I am saying this command does not justify in any way, shape or form to kill babies.
But how can we comprehend God's justification?
Exactly.
By what God has given to us. Justice.
See, God gave us justice. So God gave me a mind.
For example,
and my mind
if God says now, if God says now, go and rape, would you rape?
No, I would use my reasoning and be like, that's
Would you rape?
No.
Oh, so what are you using?
Would you?
What are you using?
Would you? Reasoning.
Hang on, what are you using?
My own reasoning.
So you're saying even God commands, your reasons overtakes God's commands.
Well, no. God gave us reasons.
He says no. What do you say? You said yes. He says no. That's why Christianity is not coherent. All have different kind of belief systems.
Then it wouldn't be God
Do you see?
to you.
So
I wouldn't do it.
would You say your reason will overcome.
I would say I would be hearing words from the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically saying, even if it says it's in the Bible, you would say, no, I would not follow that. You'd use your reason to judge
I told you at the
the
beginning.
scripture.
Exactly, you would.
But at least, as I said, you're a sincere person. As the principle that you're using is, does it make sense or not? What you're doing is you're saying it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but you're also saying that I'm not allowed to use my
I didn't
own
say that.
knowledge
Yeah, you did.
to determine whether two right hands or 8 eyes make sense.
No.
It's a double standard.
What I'm saying is, if God has eyes,
Yeah.
fingers,
Yeah.
Why only
how is this incoherent?
Because
There's no
those are
incoherency.
physical things.
Do you know what incoherent means?
But how can I use my human knowledge to try and determine whether what God commands is
You're
justifiable?
confusing two things.
What?
One is what God is, and one is what God does. We are now addressing what God is.
There's a similarity
If
in-
God says, for example, I wrote the Torah with my own hands, with my own fingers,
we can
that's not incoherent.
to see if those make sense.
There's nothing about
Yes,
incoherent.
because
It's
an analogy.
about
Are you willing to
God
admit that Allah having
in
two
His
hands is an analogy?
reality, how He is.
Oh,
If He says, I have
If it
fingers,
doesn't make sense, it
you
doesn't
don't
make
question that. Because you don't make God like
It
you.
doesn't make
You know,
sense.
God has to be like me. God has to
Right, it makes
be
sense.
6 foot
Don't worry,
tall.
what do you
No,
have to do?
God is as He is.
Okay,
So
so
when
you can't
Islam
question God.
give a
Answer.
picture of God,
So when God has two
that
right hands,
picture is not
accept it.
incoherent.
No, it is.
When you give a
Because it
picture
doesn't
where
make any sense
you
why
have
two right
within the
hands
God
and not
a
two left hands.
attribute.
Because symmetrically speaking,
Saying God is
right hand
knowledgeable,
doesn't make any
not
sense.
knowledgeable. Loving,
Why not
not
one
loving.
right hand and one
That's
left hand?
incoherent.
That way be balanced.
Make sense?
That it does not make sense. What would make sense actually?
Miles, pleasure speaking to you.
Explain why
Good man,
God
and you are
has
very,
two
very
lefties.
sincere man.
Hey, try.
I hope if you continue
Mansur,
researching
your
about
Dawah, as
Islam
always,
with this kind of
was
critical
delicious.
thinking,
Well done.
you will know the truth.
Well,
Can I
basically-
ask you just a finishing point?
Yeah.
Do you believe, would you say that I should convert to Islam, or do you believe that we should live amongst each other, me being a Christian and you being a Muslim?
To believe is personal
He
choice of
believes to
every
be
single
a
individual.
Christian and pay
Right?
jizya.
It has to be their own choice. Everyone must come to believe by their own volition, by their own will, by their own choice. In fact, when we say Islam, it means submission. Submission has to be by their own will, to the will of God. We wish and we hope that everyone becomes a Muslim, they're safe from the hellfire, but no one should force anyone.
Okay.
No one should coerce
Why did
anyone.
Muhammad force
Okay.
people?
No, but I have a question. You say that we're not allowed to force, which is correct.
You shouldn't.
But how come some people go for the beheading of apostates, like
Okay,
ex-Muslims?
so let me address that point. There are laws within every country.
That forced you to do things, right?
Laws. These laws, when someone break these laws and they are then found guilty by a due process of law,
And they force
they can
you.
be punished.
By
That pun-
force, right?
that,
So there is a
that
force.
punishment,
Remain Islam.
that punishment,
Islam is by force.
that punishment is not voluntary, but punishment needs to be inflicted because he's a
it's by
criminal.
force.
That criminal may actually destabilize
Why
the
is-
society,
so it's by
harm
force.
others. That's why every single state,
So it's
every
by
single
force.
country, they would have a force, which is the police,
So religion
army,
for him is by
whatever,
force.
judiciary, who will go and arrest that individual. Even send, like the America,
So by force.
might even send to another country, let's repatriate this individual. There's another word for it. Bring them back so that they can be punished. So this force, you and I say, is justified.
So
because we are dealing
is
with
by
criminals.
They committed by leaving Islam.
Right,
That's
right,
a religion,
okay.
not a country.
Leaving Islam by itself is not a crime. By committing treason against the state is a crime. And they are actually punished for that reason.
But Islam can become
when-
a state in a way.
No, when the Quran says, those who believe and then disbelieve, then believe and then disbelieve, then believe and then disbelieve. Now, there's a statement in the Quran like that. Do you mind finding that verse? No, I want to address this point. If, because someone,
The messenger of Allah said,
I know.
whoever changes his religion, kill him.
I know.
listen to him.
I've seen
Brother,
it.
it's okay.
Kill him.
If the
Kill
Quran
him. So you already
tells you-
any crime.
It
Just
tells
kill
us we
him.
had the Christians and the Jews.
Exactly.
I am aware
That's
of
cool.
it, but go on.
if the Quran says,
Not good enough.
those who believe and then disbelieve and then believe and disbelieve,
See, it says,
if the punishment is,
whoever changes his religion,
after
kill him.
you disbelieve, become an
So,
apostate,
it's not even
you
about
kill,
committing a crime
how can then
or
believe and then
choosing
disbelieve
by
and then
the
believe?
So then they're not being given free will. They're being forced to stay in a religion so they don't die.
My point is not this. You missed the point. Imagine there's a law in a country, right? Imagine, which you don't know. You are trying to see whether such a law exists or not, right? Such a law exists or not.
So your religion
like
exists
when I disbelieve, am I going to be killed or not? So now, when their text, their constitution says, if you believe and then disbelieve, إن الذين آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم ازدادوا.
It doesn't say kill them.
ثم ازدادوا كفرا.
It doesn't say kill them.
Look, indeed, those who believe, then disbelieve, then believe,
Allah
again
will not
disbelieve.
forgive them.
Yeah, they increase in belief.
What's
Now,
this talking about? Sorry.
I'm addressing them.
This is one of the big
Wait. I need to make a point.
Kill them.
I need to make a point.
It does in the hadith.
Brother, excuse me.
It doesn't in the
Do you mind?
Quran.
In the Hadith it does say.
Right.
In the Hadith
Okay.
it does say.
So now,
Whoever
let's address
leaves
this
the religion,
point.
kill him.
If
No due process.
someone can
Just kill him.
believe after disbelief,
No due process. Just kill the guy.
Believe
But-
in what?
In
Sorry,
the
simple as that.
in the religion, become
in
a Muslim.
Allah.
If you
Islam,
become a Muslim, leave Islam. Become a Muslim, leave Islam.
It doesn't say kill you.
If
The Quran doesn't say kill, by the way. It says that Allah will forgive
I want to
you.
make a very
But if you leave,
subtle
you die.
point.
Yeah.
According to
Heckling
the
is not
hadith.
going to make you understand that. So it's very, you need to
Well,
focus.
I'm actually asking you a question.
I'm understanding.
You're just
Go on.
talking.
If such a law exists in which the moment you from belief to
I can
disbelief,
show you.
you kill them, then there's no scope for you to believe again and then disbelieve again and then believe again, disbelieve again, because you should be killed already. The fact that the Quran gives you a scope in which people have the scope of
This right here is called
disbelieving
the
and believing afterwards,
Right after Muhammad
and then
died,
disbelieving,
in
and then
322,
believing,
people
that's
left
disbelieving.
Islam in droves.
It
So what did the Muslims do?
demonstrates
They fought them
that
and killed them all.
simply by disbelieving Islam,
So what is
the punishment is not death.
It didn't happen.
I
So-
know,
so-
I
good,
know,
good.
But from
They all
the
died.
other thing that you showed me, if you open it again very quickly,
Show me.
if you open it, I'll show you something.
Go ahead.
It also says, it also says, Allah will neither forgive them and guide them the right way.
Doesn't say kill them.
In
Do you
the,
agree
in
with
the
that, Mansur?
Bible,
Do you agree
in
that
the
people-
Before you go to Bible,
They leave.
before you go to Bible, we're addressing one point.
Belief is not a
So
good
now-
thing
This
in
is one
terms
of the things.
No. We are debunking, refuting in black and white
No, you're not. Because
the
you can
brainwashing
kill
idea
somebody when they leave.
that
But if
the
someone
punishment
leaves
of disbelief is death.
in the time,
Because if the punishment,
I have those.
Wait.
What about that?
Yeah.
Different direction.
I've shown you the Quranic
And we have
text.
many apostates.
No, I have
in
those
Islam.
other Quran verses as well.
So now the Quran
Syria,
is the first source of Islam.
It's not like
The Hadith
No, it's
is
not.
secondary.
No, this is
going
the
to
first.
harm the people
Because
because
the
he's
Quran
going to
says
hell.
itself. You
So
read the
basically,
hadith
you don't
it's
like
in the Quran.
It's kind of
So,
50-50.
the
They kind
hadith
of go hand in hand with each
This
other.
is what we believe.
contain the Quran. So the hadith
This is what we believe. I'm not going to take my belief from a heckler, right? You get this point. So now you realize if death was a punishment of disbelief, this ayah would be totally useless, futile, meaningless. You would have no scope.
Muhammad had no army.
That means when this was there in operation,
they are dying in a state of disbelief.
it's okay. This was there in operation. The punishment of disbelief is not death, as the Quranic
That's a lie.
established.
I understand.
Now, then how do we understand the hadith in which it says, "Man baddala dinahu faqtuluh." Whoever baddal makes tabdeel of his religion, then kill him. We are saying, in our scholarly interpretation, there's an interpretation which I am giving to you, is this refers to change of religion, meaning treason against the state.
Yes, so changing your
can I
religion
finish?
alone is
So
treason.
when you
why you
disbelieve,
have the Widow Wars.
but you don't do anything, that's your private matter.
But then
But
it's not a religion
can I
anymore,
finish?
it's a state.
Can I finish?
It's a-
Can I
it's
finish?
a-
Yeah.
Can I finish?
Deen can mean anything.
It's basically a theocracy
Yeah.
and a oppressive one.
Deen is your state of mind, your belief, your way of life, your religion, right? So here, our scholars have said, you can see the scholarly interpretation. It's not, I'm just
By
making
the
this
way,
up
when
because of
this was
apologetics.
revealed, there were scholars.
So now, this understanding that I'm giving
Whatever
you,
son
sharing
comes
you is,
way later.
this is to do with
That's proof by
treason.
history.
Because
Yes,
when
changing
people
your religion is
start
treason. Simple as that.
committing treason against the state after the disbelief,
By leaving Islam.
they commit havoc,
Ask
disorder,
me what an example of treason is.
instability in the society.
What's the example of
And
treason?
that's the reason why in most societies, in a civilized society as well, the punishment of treason is actually capital punishment. Like in America. Do you know, in America, I'm not sure whether it's still existing now or not,
Islam
the
is like
capital,
America. All right, fair enough.
punishment
Oh, wait, I'll get to the point
of treason is death. Why this huge punishment? Because treason against the state is destabilizing the state.
Okay, I understand.
So that's why when we talk about apostasy, it's because of the treason associated with it.
But then I'm going to give you another point, which eventually I will tie in with the Bible. So Islam is not a religion, it's a movement. It's basically like a movement like pretending to be a religion.
It's an ideology.
Is this a political ideology?
Yeah, political.
That's all it is.
Good.
So it's
What does the Bible say?
It's a complete pack. It's a complete pack. It guides human society
Yeah,
to behave.
like
So
capitalism
it's
or
basically
communism.
a state
That guides
and a
society too.
political,
It guides.
pretending to be religion.
No. It's
Pretty much,
complete. It's the religion in terms of it guides people in its complete affairs of life. In the sense that when a person is in the inner state, he is alone. He is guided to mind his own business and correct his own mindset and beliefs and those things, and like not having arrogance, being humble.
Well,
and
where
these
does Islam guide you in pediatrics?
Now, when you're behaving with other people, when you are behaving with your partner, then it sets some principle. How should you behave? How you should not behave. Now, you increase the number of people and increase the volume of the group, then your family comes. So Islam dictates or advises you sometimes that how you should behave with your family, and then it comes to neighbor, how you should behave with neighbor. And now when you are a community, how you are a society, and how should you behave in society?
Can I ask a question?
As a social member, what is your responsibility in the society? And choosing leadership and helping other in terms of
So what you're saying, it is a political thing.
no, it's not a political.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Complete ideology. Complete ideology.
I have a question in relation
But
to
I
the
will try
society.
to see what I...
So,
what
go
I'm
for
trying
it.
to-
Although you believe that
What does the Bible
if I'm
say
Christian,
about
I
apostasy?
will go to hell.
No, but wait,
Maybe
wait,
Christian.
wait,
not
wait.
say.
But you need
What
to be consistent, right?
Anyone,
I'm going to tie it in now. Because what the
a
Bible
person
says...
is
Let's have one conversation. Sorry.
I cannot
I
So,
apologize.
you've done the second one, and
But
now you're
we
running
say
away.
that whoever does shirk and kufr, that's
Very
associate
slimy.
and partner with God, and do directly disbelieve God, then it's a crime and God can punish them.
So if I believe in a Christian God, can I carry on with that path, and can we live equally in society?
Equally, no, not equally.
No.
You can live below them,
Sharia,
but not
to be
equally.
honest,
If
is
you
not,
if you
it's
deny
not like that. I believe in a Muslim
any
country.
prophet willfully, if you deny any prophet willfully, then it's a crime
Oh, snap.
in eyes of
So,
God.
so if I
shouldn't
don't
be
believe
God,
in
though.
Islam and I believe in Christianity,
If you are not
It's a
aware of
crime,
then
Islam,
I'm a criminal.
no, if you are not aware of Islam and you know that
I know
Islam
that you should know it.
is, you know that Islam is true.
Leave
If
them
you do
alone.
not believe, then you are accountable for
That's all I'm
that.
saying.
But if you do not know about Islam, whether Islam is true or not, then you are not making any judgment about Islam.
So
Then
if I do
why
make
should we
judgment
kill someone,
and I deny Islam and I say I want to follow a Christian path,
You can.
I live equally?
you can live.
There are certain
yes,
rights and regulation in an Islamic state, right?
It's not the same.
Your life, your honor, your dignity, your property, all of these are sacred and protected. If someone does something wrong unjustly, even they are Muslims, they will be dealt with the harsh hands of the law.
That's a lie.
Do we have the same rights?
No, we
No,
don't.
we don't.
Look,
No, we don't.
no one has the same rights in the eyes of God. In Christianity, for example, in Judaism, those, for example,
said no one has
no
the same rights
one,
in the eyes of God.
no,
But
in the
according to
eyes of
him,
God,
his prophet
in the law,
said
for
that
example,
there is no difference between a black man,
believer
a white man,
and a
or
disbeliever.
an Arab and a non-Arab,
Are you listening? Are you listening?
except in piety.
Hang on.
So
in
now
the eyes of
he's
God,
claiming that apparently
is a
there
believer
is
and
difference in
disbeliever
the eyes of
equally
God.
treated.
That's crazy.
Well, according to my God,
Not yours. Yeah, according to your God.
to my God, from Christianity, we are meant to be treated equally.
It's not serious,
Everyone
by
is
the
the
way.
same.
This
Not like
is an
that.
idea
From
of moral
Jesus, I'm
mentality.
talking about Jesus.
let
I'm
me-
not talking about any prior
Basically.
prophets. I'm talking about purely Jesus.
But that's your God, though.
Yeah. We
So
are
you can't
meant to be
ignore. You can
treated
ignore.
equally.
Now, what is the punishment of abandoning the God of your
you
forefathers and
believe
worshipping someone
that
else?
the earth belongs to him.
Apostasy, according to the Bible.
Insanity.
According to the biblical God, what is the punishment for apostasy?
You're cast out of the church, simple as that. Done. So you're spiritually dead, not physically.
In the
Done.
Bible, God commands
That's not true.
whoever
That's not true.
whoever worships other than the God of Israel, they should be put to death.
That's a lie.
Where does it say that?
Shows
Can you show
that.
us?
Because he missed out a part of it. It says, he who leaves and then entices his brother, saying, "Come, let us worship other gods." That person should be put to death.
Why?
That was
Why?
the time
Why?
of the Israelites.
not living and
Because here's
So
the
now-
reason why. When they leave,
Do you agree with that?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because the covenant says, "Follow my statutes, and I will offer you protection." Whenever they don't follow the statutes,
Very
then the
interesting.
protection
Now
is
we've
removed.
actually now got them to understand the
when
concept.
we come to Christianity,
So now I
what we
think,
do for
now I
policy
think now you
is that we
realize
have people
the stance.
leave the church.
Absolutely spot on.
So what he's
So
saying
according to
And I don't want you to.
No, no.
Yeah, but
No.
what he's saying
According
is by
to-
force.
according
So
to
you
the
should
Bible now,
claim
the
that
teaching,
Islam is not by force.
if-
Because Islam is by force,
if someone
you leave, you will be
leaves
killed.
like
And
you,
that's why, for
leaves
example,
Islam.
right when Muhammad
Wait,
died,
excuse me.
you had a war. It was
If
called the Ridda Wars.
you
In the Ridda
leave
Wars,
Islam,
what you had was people leaving
entice
Islam to
others
grow.
to worship
And so the followers
the
of
God that you
Muhammad
believe in,
then started to come
you should be
over
put to death,
and
according to
then
God.
worship, other gods.
That's what it says.
So the Muhammad,
According to God, let me clarify.
Exactly.
Wait. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
According to
That's why
God,
they ran from Egypt.
people are supposed to follow God's
By the
religion.
way, when you
If you
read
leave that religion,
in Judges,
follow another religion,
in other languages,
entice
most
others
of
to
the
follow that
time,
religion, you
they
should be put to
go
death.
and see other gods.
So all of these
Some people
reverts,
die.
all of
That's
these
not true at all.
ex-Muslims, according to the Bible, should be put to death.
That's not true at all.
No.
That was in the
This
wilderness.
is mentioning.
I mean, thanks.
In the wilderness.
I thank him for bringing that in our attention.
Exactly.
I thank you for bringing that into attention.
You're welcome.
All
It's not the same thing,
ex-Muslims,
which is
according to
why
the
you
Bible,
cannot
should be
claim
put
in
to
the
death
Quran
by the biblical
that
law.
It says that Islam
Anyway,
is a religion
we have
of
talked
choice.
enough.
Islam is a religion of choice.
I
It's
hope
a
this
political
was
ideology,
a discussion we
and
learned
all
from
you
each
have
other.
to do is take over the
No
word.
problem.
No
We
worries.
learned from each other, hopefully, and no hurts of feeling
of
any
course,
chance.
man, so
But
shake my
next
hand,
time,
Oh, wait.
what we should
You
do
sound
is
like you have
try
hurt
to
feelings.
avoid hecklers.
Okay,
right?
like yourself
Agree?
and your friends.
Yes.
Agreed?
Okay.
But
as you know, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You take care.
No, my-
All the best.
I don't know why.
I guess you have a feeling.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
We'll talk about
Sure.
it another time. I know why.
وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.